जय श्री माता दी। हेलो, जय श्री माता दी।
अब शांति पूर्वक सब लोग बैठ जाए और सब लोग मन में विश्वास रखें कि आप सबकी जागृति आज इस वक्त होने वाली है। मतलब ये कि अपने में दोष मत देखिए इस वक्त।
जय श्री माता जी। अब हम सब नतमस्तक होकर श्री माता जी के श्री चरणों में जय श्री माता जी। अब हम सब नतमस्तक होकर श्री माता जी के श्री चरणों में प्रणाम करेंगे और कुंडलनी उठाकर बंधन लेंगे। लेट अस ऑल नाउ बो डाउन एंड ऑफर आवर प्रणाम इन द लोटस फीट ऑफ श्री माता जी एंड देन टेक बंधन। श्री महामंत्र एंड श्री गणेश मंत्र।
कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री शक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कलकी साक्षात् श्री सहस्रा मंगल मूर्ति मोरया श्री गणराया जय गणराया श्री गणराया जय गणराया श्री गणराया मंगल मूर्ति मोरया मंगल मूर्ति मोरया मंगल मूर्ति मोरया मंगल मूर्ति मोरया मंगल मूर्ति मोरया। साधा सा रे सा सारे मा पदा मा रे रे धा मा रे सा नमन करे बारंबार श्री माता जी गाए मिले जय जयकार श्री माता जी नमन करे बारंबार श्री माता जी गाए मिले जय जयकार श्री माता जी यमुना मैया आनंद ही लो रे यमुना मैया आनंद ही लो रे बहुत सुगंध माया श्री माता जी बहुत सुगंध माया श्री माता जी नमन करे बारंबार श्री माता जी गाए मिले जय जयकार श्री माता जी भूमि देवी ने पुष्प प्रेम से भूमि देवी ने पुष्प प्रेम से स्वागत
Now we will do guided meditation by Shri Mataji through a video.
अब शांति पूर्वक सब लोग बैठ जाए और सब लोग मन में विश्वास रखें कि आप सबकी जागृति आज इस वक्त होने वाली है। मतलब ये कि अपने में दोष मत देखिए इस वक्त। कोई लोग सोचने लगते हैं मेरी कैसी जागृत होगी, मैंने ये पाप किया, मैंने वो पाप किया, और बताने वाले भी बताते रहते हैं कि तुमने ये पूर्व जन्म में कर्म करे, वो पूर्व जन्म में कर्म करे, उसके लिए इतना पैसा दो। ऐसी बेकार बकवास करते हैं लोग। जो ऐसा कहते हैं वही पापी हैं, समझ लीजिए। इस वक्त आप मेरे सामने कोई भी पापी नहीं, तो कृपया ये सोच लीजिए कि आपके अंदर जो भी दोष है, जो भी हुआ सो बीत गया, उसका अब विचार नहीं करना है। इस वक्त आप शांतिपूर्वक यही सोचिए कि मैं बिल्कुल दोषी नहीं। ऐसा सोचने से ये चक्र पकड़ता है। जब आप सोचते हैं कि आपके अंदर दोष है तो यहाँ पे ये चक्र पकड़ता है। इससे अनेक बीमारियाँ हो जाती हैं, जिसे अंग्रेजी में स्पॉन्डिलाइटिस कहते हैं, अनजाना कहते हैं, और तरह तरह के प्रकार इस एक चक्र के पकड़ने से होते हैं। तो हो गया सो बीत गया उस वक्त के, अब तक क्यों आप लेकर बैठे? इस वक्त गलती हुई, उस वक्त ठीक करना चाहिए। तो अपने को कृपया माफ़ कर दीजिए। और दूसरे ये कि सबको आप एक तरह से, पूरी तरह से माफ़ कर दीजिए। उनके बारे में सोचना भी गलत है, क्योंकि उससे भी सर दर्द होता है। अब ये बात सोचिए कि आप माफ़ करें या नहीं करें। आप करते क्या हैं? कुछ तो नहीं करते। क्या करते हैं आप? कुछ नहीं करते। लेकिन जब आप माफ़ नहीं करते तो अपने को छलते हैं, सताते हैं उन लोगों के लिए जिन्होंने आपको सताया। इसलिए आप पूरे मन से इन सब को माफ़ कर दीजिए एक साथ। उसमें उनके बारे में सोचने की भी ज़रूरत है। बाकी आप लोग तो एक बड़े पवित्र देश में रह रहे हैं, तो अपने इस धरती माता की पवित्रता को देखते हुए और उसका अंदाज रखते हुए आप लोग कृपया दोनों हाथ मेरी ओर इस तरह से करें। सब लोग थोड़ा ऊपर इस तरह से, दोनों हाथ इस तरह से, क्योंकि ये जो 5 उंगलियां हैं और 6 और 7 और 5, 6 और 7 ये हमारे चक्रों के संकेत। और डॉक्टरी में इसमें इनको सिंपैथेटिक नर्वस सिस्टम के एंडिंग्स माने जाते हैं। तो आप हाथ इस तरह से रखें। इस तरह से हाथ रखने पर चाहे तो आप चश्मा निकाल लें, कोई ज़रूरी नहीं। अब आप मेरी ओर राइट हैंड रखें इस तरह से और सर झुका लें और ये देखें कि ब्रह्मरंध्र से, जिसे कि हम तालू कहते हैं, जो कि एक स्निग्ध सा हिस्सा हमारे सर में बचपन में होता है, उसके ऊपर अधांध्र अपना लेफ्ट हैंड रखें, सर झुका के देखें और देखिए कि आप ही के अंदर से कुछ ठंडी या गर्म हवा जैसी चैतन्य की लहरियां आ रही हैं क्या? देखिए, आदि शंकराचार्य ने कहा था इसका वर्णन सलीलम सलीलम, ठंडी ठंडी हवा। आशा आपने जूते उतार लिए होंगे, और जो लोग कुर्सियों पे बैठे हैं दोनों पैर अलग कर लें, बाकी सब ठीक है। अब देखिए आ रहा है क्या? चैतन्य का प्रवाह आप ही के सर से आ रहा है क्या? अब शंका मत करिए, ठंडा या गर्म। अगर गर्म है तो इसका मतलब है कि आपने अपने को क्षमा नहीं की या दूसरों को क्षमा नहीं की, तो अभी कृपया आप क्षमा करिए। किसी किसी को दूर तक आता है, किसी को नज़दीक आता है, पर सर को छूते हुए हाथ मत रखिए, ऊपर। अब आप लेफ्ट हैंड मेरी ओर, और फिर से सर झुका के राइट हैंड से देखें कि आपके तालू भाग से कुछ ठंडी या गरम गरम हवा आ रही है। मुझे तो लगता है, बहुतों को ये लगता है कि आप दोषी हैं, इसलिए भी गरम हवा आ रही है। कृपया ये सोचना बंद करिए। अब एक बार, आखिरी बार, फिर से राइट हैंड मेरी ओर करें, सब लोग करें। और फिर सर झुका के लेफ्ट हैंड से देखें कि ठंडी हवा आ रही है क्या। बहुत से लोग बेकार बातें करते हैं कि कुंडलिनी जागरण से ये होता है, कुछ नहीं होता। आराम मिलता है, तकलीफ़ें जाती हैं, बीमारियां जाती हैं, मानसिक शांति मिलती है, अनेक विध शक्तियां जागृत होती हैं। ये सब ये इसलिए कहते हैं क्योंकि उनको जागृति आती नहीं है। हाँ, अब आप लोग दोनों हाथ सर की तरफ, और एक प्रश्न पूछिए। 3 बार एक प्रश्न पूछे कि माँ, क्या ये परम चैतन्य है? क्या ये ब्रह्म चैतन्य है? मुझे माँ कहिए, श्री माता जी कहिए। मन में पूछिए 3 बार प्रश्न। अब हाथ नीचे ले लीजिए। अब दोनों हाथ मेरी ओर करके इस तरह से, और मेरी ओर देखें और सोचिए नहीं। मेरी ओर देखिए और सोचिए नहीं। किसी किसी को नीचे से हवा आ रही हो तो वो नीचे से उठा के ऊपर ले जा सकते हैं, इस तरह से 2-3 बार करने से ऊपर आ जाएगा। मेरी ओर देखें। विचार से परे, माने विचार न करें, वो कर सकते हैं। इस तरह से आप अपने मन से परे उठते हैं और आपके अंदर निर्विचार समाधि स्थापित हो गई। कितने जल्दी हो गई, इसका कारण है ये कलयुग का जोर। हर चीज़ यहाँ जल्दी होती है। अब देख लीजिए, कोई पेड़ हिल नहीं रहा, कोई फूल हिल नहीं रहा, लेकिन ठंडी हवा आ रही। पर जो चीज़ आसानी से मिलती है उसका महत्व हम लोग समझते नहीं। इसलिए अब आप अंकुरित हो गए, और इस अंकुर का आपको वृक्ष बनाना ही पड़ेगा। यह आपका कर्तव्य है अपने प्रति। और जब ये बनेगा तो आप भी हज़ारों को ठीक कर सकते हैं, यहाँ की दुर्दशा ठीक कर सकते हैं, सब में परिवर्तन ला सकते हैं। ये आपकी जिम्मेदारी हो जाती है। आप सबको मेरा अनंत आशीर्वाद, अनंत आशीर्वाद। CCP medicines have come out. Let's go. So today is a day according to Indian calendar called as Parivartani Ekadashi. Now today is the 11th day of the moon. 11th day is Ekadashi. Also in Sahaja you know about Ekadasha Rudra, which is here, which will ultimately destroy all those things which are not required anymore. That is Ekadashi here. That's the 11th. But today is a special day where we are going to use the power of Ekadasha to do the parivartan, means the transformation. It is not for destruction but for transformation. It's such a day to be here in New York where we use the destructive powers for the transformation of humanity. So it's a very great day today that we are going to transform people by the manifestation of the Ekadasha. And they are 11 placed over your forehead here, and you know how they work out. So these 10 come out of the destructive powers of the void. Void has got 10 destructive powers also. Out of those 10, the destructive part settles down here. So when a person is on his destruction, say for example a cancer is setting, then you might feel a throb here at the apex of your void, the throb. And it doesn't logically means that if there's a throb there's a cancer. But if there's a cancer there will be a throbbing here going on. That means the force of life is trying to push it. But the obstruction there starts accumulating on both the sides. And in the center is the center of Vishuddhi, of the Virat, where Shri Krishna has become the Virat, the great primordial. So this is the 11th part of destruction. He has a power called Samhara Shakti by which he kills people. So before killing them and finishing them off, in the compassion of your mother, we have to first try to transform them. If they cannot be transformed, then it's all right. Then Ekadasha takes over. So these 11 very destructive powers will be used by the Kalaki, the one who is going to manifest on a white horse. Before that, today is a very great day, that these powers we are going to use for transformation. Now how can destructive powers be used for transformation? First of all, when people know that there are destructive powers manifesting, they start fearing. They get afraid that we will be destroyed, so we must take to God. That's one of the ways. Secondly, if a person comes to know about any destructive disease like cancer, he wants to find out a method. And there is no method available on a human level. So then he thinks of God and wants to come nearer to God. The fear brings him closer to God. He depends on God more than on his rationality, than on his ego or super-ego. And he wants to depend on God's powers to cure him or to save him from this destruction. Because he is now on the brink of destruction. As soon as cancer is set in, he knows that there is no end to it and he has to be destroyed. So this is another way people take to transformation, to change their attitudes, to change their value systems. I have known of many husbands or wives who got cancer and their counterparts became very mild, gentle, kindly, romantic. They tried to give all the love, all the protection, all the good things to a person who is going to die now of Ekadasha. So a kind of a transforming temperament starts coming in a man, that he sees that the person with whom he has lived all his life is now going to be no more. So a kind of beautiful feelings towards the person of giving whatever you have beautiful within you starts, and that's how people develop another kind of personality which was never apparent before. So all the harshness and the aggressiveness drops out and all the sweetness starts pouring in. So the compassion in a man is awakened, by which he gets transformed. Many people who lost their relations, kith and kin, become much more gentle, kindlier people, because Ekadasha has expressed its all. And also another kind of a fear comes into the mind of the people, that tomorrow this can happen to me also. So I must do something about it. So at this time, Sahaja Yoga helps them a lot. They come to Sahaja Yoga because such an emergency is created within themselves. And thus they are rushed for their transformation to Sahaja Yoga. But there is another subtler way this destructive force helps us, by destroying all that is negative within us. Because unless and until that negative is destroyed within us, we cannot become people who can enter into the kingdom of God. We have our ego, we have our superego, and both can be represented here. When you have your ego, very much great ego, then you will find a big blob like ego coming out on this side, a very big one here. Or if you have a superego, you can see another big thing jutting out on the plane here. So on both the sides you might get both the things if both the sympathetic are overactive. If you are not a very collective person, also you might get a blob here. So you might get all the things filled up with your ego, superego, and this Virata's center again blown up, in a way that a person develops a face like a monster sometimes. This portion becomes too big, thick, jutting out. There's a character I've seen like that. I think it is Frankenstein or someone. Is it? Yeah, Frankenstein. Yes, that has come from the unconscious, Frankenstein character. All this is swollen up, jutting out, and this place like that. That's really the one that happens to human beings when he becomes a devil himself. So this is how the Ekadasha works within us to destroy our negativity within us. In India, so many people fast on this for atonement. On 11th day is very common. You must do Ekadashi. All the Hindus and all these people do Ekadashi. That is the 11th day they don't eat anything at all. But you shouldn't do it after the advent of your mother, because I am the Ekadasha myself. So why should you do it now when I have come? It was done when I was not here just to call me, so now I am back here. You need not do this anymore, the penance of Ekadasha. But you have to be careful. Now Ekadasha comes, as I told you, from the void. So firstly it comes when you accept someone as your guru. Say, who are false, who are anti-God, anti-Christ. So you develop a kind of a thickness on this side when it is the person whom you are worshipping as a guru or respecting as a guru, who is a guru to you, who is not really. So you develop a super-ego which shows on this side, this part. Now the other side of it shows when a person says, I am my own guru, I'm practicing my own meditation, I have nothing to do with anybody's guidance, I'm quite alright as I am. Such a person develops the other half. So you have this half developed because of that, and this half developed because of the super-ego that you get through these false and fake gurus. Now what happens sometimes, that when you get involved into this kind of super-ego behavior, at that time it so happens that you might take over from them and start using it for your ego. That's the worst time for you. At that time, what you do is to act like the devils yourself. And once you start doing that, your Ekadasha is completely finished. And then I don't think it's easy to get rid of it. It's very difficult. But if it is one-sided, it's much easier. So today is the day which is called as the Ekadasha, which is going to bring the transformation. When you are transformed, so many things are automatically destroyed within you. As you can see very clearly, that all your misidentifications drop off. The misidentification that I am an American, that I am a Christian, or I am a Jew, I am this, I am that, all these false misidentifications drop off. And you become a naked human being. First of all, you are a human being, and then a superhuman being without the ego. Without the ego. So your ego is destroyed, your super-ego is destroyed, your conditionings are destroyed, and all your false ideas about knowledge are destroyed. So what remains and emerges out is the reality. Now see, when a flower becomes the fruit, everything practically drops out of the flower, we can say. Like the calyx is dropped out, then the petals are dropped out, and then the apicalyx is there, that is also dropped out. But what remains is the seed. Actually, if you see, around the seed all these things develop and the fruit remains, the rest of it drops. In some fruits, some part is used, in some fruits, nothing is used, a very little growth comes out as fruit and becomes the fruit while the flowers are fruit. So in us also, whatever becomes spirit remains, the rest drops. And that is what it is when we call it the Ekadasha, which brings forth the transformation. And one has to understand, we have to drop out many things. Some people I've seen, they say, what's wrong? I'm smoking, still my vibrations are wrong. Some say, what's wrong? I'm drinking, still my vibrations are wrong. I'm going to this guru, still my vibrations are there. I'm having the same type of licentious lifestyle, my vibrations are there. Now it goes a very long way. The vibrations are still there. But suddenly they stop and you find you are out of bounds. You are thrown out completely. But you do not feel how you are thrown out. Gradually you find with a tangent you go out. And so one has to be careful about that. So within us lies a force which is centrifugal and a force that is centrifugal. So Ekadasha's force is centrifugal by which we are thrown out. Sahaja Yoga doesn't fall onto anybody's feet, doesn't request anyone, it doesn't flatter anyone. If you want to be there, you have to be positively there, and if you don't want to be there, it throws you much faster than what you want. That's the trouble with Sahaja Yoga is. And this is the loophole of the Sahaja Yoga, which I must tell you as a mother, that it's very anxious to throw you out. I'll tell you, when Christine, just now she told me also, got engaged to Michael, half of them were thrown out because they had a conception that you must have a romance before marriage. Without a romance, if you have a marriage, then there should be no marriage. I don't know on what conception it is based. But if you have the romance before the marriage, what's the fun of having the marriage? I mean, it's like if you have to give somebody a present, you hide it, you say keep it to that date, and then give the surprise to the children. In the same way, if you have the romance already done, what's the marriage? What's the celebration for? It's absolutely illogical. There is no romance in such cases. Actually, you have seen that after the romance, the marriage and the divorce. It's always like that. Because you become stale and you find the romance you had before marriage was something, a fantasy that has dropped out, and now after marriage, there is nothing left to enjoy. So you are fed up, and next month you are in the divorce house. But the marriages that take place without the romance, kept all reserved for a particular day, just for that day when you are going to have the real romance and real feeling of oneness. Everything. In India it's a very big thing, you see, the first night of the marriage. And that's why our marriages last. You know, I would say I'm an old woman of 60 years, my husband 63 years, and you can see how romantic he is still. You see, the romance never finishes. Because it starts on an auspicious day, with the sanction of the collectivity, everybody taking interest in that romance. It is such a big thing to be married, all the people enjoying the marriage and enjoy.
Would you like some fruit butter? Would you like some fruit butter?
No, thank you. That's okay. So now, this kind of thing when happens to the people who are Western people, think romance is very important. But I don't think one can learn anything from the marriage system of the Western people, because all their marriage system is absolutely in a dwindle down. There's nothing to be learned from them as far as that is. We can learn many other things. For example, we can learn how to operate a camera. But to operate a marriage is better you learn from Indians. They have a very solid system of marriage. First of all, the way they are trained from childhood, how to make a marriage successful. Such a lot of importance is given. Then without the horoscope, they will not marry. Without the auspicious date, they won't marry. Everything they work out in such details so that the marriage cannot fizzle out. Moreover, it is worked in such a collective way. For example, supposing my husband wants to trouble, say for example, so the sister of my husband will take him to task. Everybody can interfere if they try to do anything but against the marriage. Everyone in the family will be after the person who tries to break the marriage. And so everyone knows that I'll be left high and dry, you see, if I have a divorce. Nobody has place in the society. But in England when we went first, we were shocked. They had no shame about this. I am already divorced thrice, and this is the fourth woman I am living with. So shocking for us, oh God. To us, a divorce means worse than leprosy. Why are you divorced? What's the problem? How can you be divorced? Such an auspicious thing is the marriage. Such a blessing it is. It is God blessed. How can you do it? It's such a big fall. And that's how it works out. And in no way we are less than you people as married, because we can produce much more children than you can produce. And children only want to be born in India, not anywhere else. You will be surprised. That's the problem we are facing. Our population problem comes from the point that the marriages are so successful, the people are so peaceful, that children hate to be married in nightmares of New York. Naturally, because you don't know where will be the mother tomorrow and where will be the father. Now we are blamed for a high rate of fertility, but what to do? Children don't listen. They don't want to go to all such places where there is no stability for them to exist. Especially the realized children, if they are of a very high quality, they have to be like daredevils to get into this thing. So they may try. Or maybe the real devils take advantage of it. But normally, people who want peace in life, who want joy in life and the love of their parents, want to be born in India. And that's why recently you will find that India is growing so fast in population that we don't know what to do. So this marriage system came in, which shocked them because they couldn't understand there has to be a romance and this and that. Now the more understanding of Ekadasha should be there, that we should not allow it to be built within us in any way, because these are self-destroying things. It starts with doubting. When you start doubting Sahaja Yoga, the build-up starts. And the doubting starts building up throughout the Medha. Is this the plate here, you see? And it can become a thick, big plate there. Like today I saw that lady saying, touch wood. You see, touch wood means this wood. You see, touch wood means there should be no wood here anymore, you see. Or you can say touch stone. If you say something like a bragging, you say, no, touch wood. I am not meaning that. I mean, people are quite conscious. Unconsciously they say, but they are quite conscious not to say something that would sort of give an idea of boastful nature or something bragging or something big, so that it may go wrong. So they say touch wood, this is the wood. You say Ekadasha. So we are quite conscious of this force building within us, and now we have to be conscious that this force is going to transform. So today we are going to pray that this force has to transform America through its capacity to frighten people so that they come to Sahaja Yoga. Because when things have reached this stage of ego, then when people say, what's wrong? Like in England, when I started talking first, they said this is Victorian woman, out of date, absolutely useless. So I said, alright, I don't say anything, but you will have such diseases that you will have to come back. That was the time they passed the law that homosexuality should be allowed, permissiveness should be allowed, and all these things should be allowed. And now you have AIDS. You have AIDS now here, already operating. Now the AIDS have given the fear of the Ekadasha. Now have it. What's wrong? What about that? So this awe and this fear is very important. It's an extremely important thing, that we must have the awe and the fear that God is Almighty. and we are nothing before. Here we have to remember that we are part and parcel of that God, and that we have to awaken ourselves to the consciousness that He is the whole and we have become one with the whole. That's how we are going to overcome our Ekadasha. So today I bless you all with the power of Ekadasha, which is going to transform. May God bless you all in your work which you are trying to do for the good of Americans. It is your responsibility to save America. You know it is a Vishuddhi Chakra, and all the responsibility of Sahaja Yoga rests on Vishuddhi Chakra. So how important it is that the transformation is to take place. Unless and until the transformation comes in, you will see it will not work out. You cannot talk to people, you cannot communicate with them. So you must pray that transformation process must start, must trigger, and must gallop, and must go on spreading like wildfire. This should be our prayer today. May God bless you. May God bless you. Tata पूजन क्या? And this sets it when Shiva is angry, because Shiva is the real Rudra, and his powers are given to Ekadasha. Shiva is the real ultimate dissolution. He is the one who will dissolve the whole world. But he gives these 11 powers of destruction. He has 12 powers, out of which one he keeps to himself for the ultimate, and 11 he gives to Ekadasha. And when that happens, the Ekadash starts acting in human beings. So today I was thinking that we'll have first Ganesh Puja and then Rudravishek.
अब हम सभी परम पूज्य श्री माता जी की आरती के लिए अपने स्थान पर खड़े होंगे. प्लीज स्टैंड अप फॉर द आरती ऑफ हर होलीनेस श्री माता जी.
सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना।
जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जग में संकट कारण कितने लिए अवतार माँ, कितने लिए अवतार। विश्व में तेरी महिमा, विश्व में तेरी महिमा, तू गंगा यमुना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जो भी शरण में आया सुख ही मिला उसको माँ, सुख ही मिला उसको। बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ, बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ, लौट के ना जाना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। मानव में अवतर के कर दिया उजियारा माँ, कर दिया उजियारा। कलयुग में माया है, कलयुग में माया है, फिर भी पहचाना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। संत जनों की धरती है भारत माता, माँ है भारत माता। इस धरती पर आकर, इस धरती पर आकर, दुख से दूर करना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ
देना। जब दिल में आए तब मधुर संगीत सुन लो माँ, मधुर संगीत सुन लो। होए सके जो सेवा, होए सके जो सेवा हमसे करा लेना। माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना। माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना। माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कलकी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कलकी साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माता श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देव्यै आदि शक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी की जय।
Thank you, Shri Mataji, for giving us your blessings and your divine love in today's meditation. परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपने हम सभी बच्चों को जो अपना आशीर्वाद और अपना प्रेम चैतन्य के रूप में प्रदान किया है, श्री माता जी, उसके लिए हम सभी बच्चे हृदय से आपको कोटि कोटि धन्यवाद करते हैं श्री माता जी। जय श्री माता जी।